Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Spiritualista. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about the question, how do they feel about you? So, we're going to be exploring a whole series of questions, 8 to be in total, with these 3 piles here. And we're going to be getting a full picture of your person's energies. So, let's get to the explanation of what this reading is all about, with the first question being, what is their current emotional energy? The second question is, what are their current feelings for you right now? The third is, what they miss the most about this connection. The fourth is, what's holding them back from you. The fifth is, their subconscious hopes and desires. The sixth question is, their likely next action or inaction towards you. The seventh question is, the spiritual lesson behind the situation. And finally, the 8th question is, what's the guidance here for your highest good? So I've laid out 3 different piles here with 8 cards in each. We're also going to be pulling out 1 oracle card that's relevant to this reading specifically, as well as 1 affirmation card for you to make your journey a little bit easier to process. And now we can start looking at these piles here if you haven't already. And so we have the pile 1 here with this unique abstract image. All of them have 1 separate one here. And then we have 3 different crystals here. So pile 1 has a rose quartz, pile 2 has an aventurine, and pile 3 has an amethyst. So take a moment now and tune into your intuition. You might want to focus on your breath and just close your eyes a little bit and just ask yourself, which of the images you're drawn to, or which of the crystals is calling you. So you can pause the video here if you want, and then just take a little bit of extra time. And once you've chosen a pile, you can find the timestamps for each pile down in the comments and also in the video description. So then you can jump straight to your reading. And also if there's more than 1 pile pulling at you now, then that's totally okay, because sometimes there are going to be some layered messages here that are going to be waiting for you in more than 1 pile. So that's it, guys. So let's get started with pile 1. All right, welcome pile 1. This is your reading right here. So if you chose this image here or this crystal or perhaps both, then yeah, this is the emotional energy that we're going to be sensing from your person here and what's going on between you and them right now. So I'm going to start by moving these little placeholders here out the way so we can fit all the 8 cards in the frame. And let's just start laying them out here. So we have the first one and the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and the 8th card. And I'm going to repeat the questions as well for each card. We're not going to reveal them just yet, but they have been pre-shuffled before in advance. And then also, I'm going to put these 2 here as to not forget that we also have our little oracle messages to tie off the reading in the end. So without further ado, let's get right to it with question number 1 here. And if you remember that one, that is, what is their energy towards you? Like, what do they feel? You know, what's going on with them right now? And yeah, what's going on there in their emotional energy? So let's reveal the card here. The High Priestess. All right, interesting. All right, we're gonna get a little bit more clarity on that too, question number 2, because it's a pretty similar question. This is more of their current feelings here. So the High Priestess, right? Yeah, they're in a very deep, very, very quiet emotional space right now. So right off the bat tells me that you guys might not be communicating a lot. There might be lots of silence going on between the both of you. And it's a little bit of secrecy too with that card. It's not just like straight up about intuition. So it could be that they're feeling a lot actually, but it's just always running beneath the surface here, like way below the surface. So they're not in the space at all where they want to put everything on the table here. So she's all about mystery, right? This card. And it's about holding knowledge here. So this person is definitely feeling something. for sure, but they are also guarding that. And there's also a sense that they might be observing you here, and they're like also trying to pick up on your body language. Like they're trying to tune into their intuition as well when it comes to you, because it feels like you both are not saying a lot of things to one another. So I feel that both of you are sort of reading between the lines here quite a lot, and not really acting much right now. So I'm not sensing a cold energy from them. It's not cold, but it's very quiet. It's very quiet, but it's still respectful. And I feel that they might even feel that the connection that they have with you is a bit spiritual here and sort of faded in a way. But they're choosing this right now. They're choosing this stillness here instead of impulsive moves. So it feels like they're in a period right now where they're trusting their intuition, their gut feelings, like more than logic right now. So if you've been wondering why they're not showing so much on the surface, it's not because there's nothing there, because there is, but it's because they're just choosing to process that in a more quiet, like private way, right? And definitely like a more intuitive way. So they do want to do that so that they can understand the deeper layers of what's happening between the both of you before they choose to reveal their hand here. So yeah, we're going to get more clarity now. So let's go on to question number 2. So that's more about what they're feeling, what their true feelings are, right? So let's see here. All right, so we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. So that's heavy energy. That is some heavy energy. So it feels like your connection kind of like, it is very meaningful to them, because otherwise it wouldn't be shaking them up like this, but it feels a little bit overwhelming too. So they're carrying a lot of things here, and they feel a lot of responsibility towards you. They might be feeling a little bit pressured here, to be honest. Like also feeling a little bit of guilt from this energy here, but there's lots of emotions, that's for sure. And they're trying to hold it all together here without just like dropping everything. So emotionally, like it's like they do care. Like I said, they do care, but they might feel a little bit weighed down by everything else too that's going on in their lives. I don't feel that all of these boxes here have only to do with you, right? But they might have a lot of projects right now. They might have a lot of things going on with work, with family, with their friends, you know, and just life in general. So it's just a little bit too intense with everything else that's going on. And but it doesn't mean that they don't feel anything. So, and also like in connection to the High Priestess there, like this card can show up when someone's been holding back a little bit, you know, and taking a little bit too much alone, right? So now they're starting to feel that strain right there. So they could be worried about disappointing you with that, and just kind of, they're scared of messing things up if they open up to you here. And there's also an undertone, to be honest, of like perseverance here. So they definitely haven't set this connection down, but there's a big part of them that wants to feel a relief here. So it's like they're saying that, yeah, this matters, but wow, like there's a lot to carry right now. So if you've sensed some tension here and some distance from this person, it's not disinterest. That's not at all what I'm getting. It's not that, but it's just that they're very stressed thin emotionally right now, and they're trying to figure out how to handle what they feel for you, but without like cracking under the weight of this pressure here. And let's see the next one. So this question is what they miss about this connection. So let's see here. What would we have? We have, okay, so that's the 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups is a beautiful energy. That's nice. That's emotional fulfillment right there. So it's the moments that you've had together that make both of you feel really good. So they really do miss that. They miss how happy this connection made them feel. So definitely you've been through moments here where things have felt really easy and very, very sweet, you know, almost like too good to be true. That's what I'm feeling here. So it's it's a very personal kind of happiness, this card, you know. It's not like big dramatic gestures. It's like personal. It's this where you guys sit down together and you share like a deep conversation and you find a lot of things that you have in common here. And again, like this might be why this person does feel that there's like a soul bond here. And I think you feel that too. It is a more faded connection for sure. So it's something that is to do with that. You haven't shared a lot of moments together that has opened this person up for you. So they miss that. They definitely miss that. They miss sharing that with you. And right now, they're just too like uptaken by this here with these burdens. So yeah, but they miss you. They miss the simple stuff with you. You know, they miss laughing with you. They like to miss the validation you gave them, like how you made them feel seen, you know, just your presence in general, you know, the little moments that you had together that just lit them up. So there is the sense that them being around you gave them this boost of confidence here. Like, you know, they're really happy that they got to experience that. So there's a little bit of like bittersweetness here. Because they're remembering the emotional satisfaction that you brought into their lives. And yeah, it still holds a really warm, like almost nostalgic space in their heart here. So you weren't just another person to them. But yeah, definitely a more rare connection here that just made everything feel a little bit more magical. So that's beautiful to see there. They're definitely missing you. And then what's holding them back from you? Let's see that. Oh man, of course. Yeah, so that's the Five of Wands. So yeah, that's the card of tension. And also competition. So it tells me that there's some kind of inner conflict there that's getting in the way. And it could be that they're wrestling with their own feelings here. Like there's a part of them that wants to step forward, but then there's another part that's really scared of rejection and if they mess up something about this connection. And also with the competition element of this card, like it could sometimes point to outside influences here. So maybe there are other people in the mix, right? Could be a colleague, for example. So that there's like workplace politics involved here. Oh, of course, it could be their family opinions too. Their friends are not supportive of the connection and they're influencing this person's decisions here. And even like just their own like busyness, you know, with this chaos in their lives here that's just pulling their attention in many different directions here. So it's like the energy around them isn't really settled enough for them to feel safe and opening up. So it makes me feel that they are a little bit insecure and they might be comparing themselves to others. And yeah, I feel that they're not like they feel that they're not ready, right? That they have to like accomplish something or like win something before they can approach you, because otherwise you will kind of see through them and you're gonna feel that they're not enough. I get a little bit of a vibe of like being out of your league here, you know. So it's, yeah, definitely not that they don't care, but they just feel that maybe you don't enough, you know. And it's not going to be, if you see the real side of who they are, then you're not going to be interested in them. So it's like they're competing with themselves almost, or like with a version that they think that you see them as here, and not who they feel like they are on the inside. Because I feel that they, yeah, might be having a little bit of issues with just their own self-worth here. And it's keeping them from taking a more confident step towards you, you know. And that's why there's this lack of clarity here. And so there's subconscious hopes and desires here, the fifth card. Oh, Tower. Yeah. Wow. So don't click off the video. It doesn't mean that they want to just end things with you. Like that's what, you know, Tower means, just endings and breakups. It's not that. What I'm getting from the Tower is just that like there is something there that's not good, right? There has been things happening that are not beneficial, maybe a little bit toxic here. So deep down, even if they don't consciously admit that, there is a part of them that's hoping for something that breaks through those old patterns that have created those situations here, so that you guys can both rewrite the story between both of you here. So it's more about clearing out what's fake, right, and what's fragile here in this connection, so that something real and more like unshakable can be built here. So I feel that subconsciously they might be wanting a moment of truth here, you know, and this sort of like very big, like undeniable shift that forces everything out in the open. So it's almost like also a fate thing here. That's what I'm getting. Like they don't want to do that. They don't want to take the step. They're sort of waiting for the universe to sort of take the wheel here. So they want the universe to intervene and just tear down those walls, you know, out of their own defenses too, and just the circumstances around you guys, so that these illusions that you've been holding on to that have been creating perhaps this 501's energy here can just collapse, so that you can finally face what you both feel here. So there is definitely a longing for them to feel this freedom here from their own minds. You know, they want to feel liberated from that. And they know that it's going to be scary, and they know that it's going to be very uncomfortable. So they're kind of holding off. But definitely there's this wish for this tower moment to happen that just changes everything. Because deep down, they know that it's not going to work out if it continues going on in the way that things are right now. Then it has potential, but then it doesn't have that like happily ever after, long lasting potential. So there are definitely elements to this connection that are a little bit off, and yeah, that needs to like get worked through in order for this to work out in the most highest way for you both. So that's why the Tower. Yeah. And then, okay, so we have their likely next action or inaction towards you. I chose to have both there because you never know if you're going to get the Hangman or if you're going to get like the Eight of Wands. So let's see here. All right, Knight of Wands. Good. All right, so there's definitely action there. So very fiery energy, very impulsive energy, this card. So like if they do move towards you here, it's probably going to be like very spontaneous. It's going to be like in a burst, right? And maybe like it's going to be passionate, but also I feel like a little bit reckless here. So yeah, they're going to be acting when the feeling hits. Like there's not going to be a lot of planning involved in this. So they might just reach out, you know, suddenly. You might get a text message, you know, or if they've been flirting with you like a little bit on and off, they might take that approach again and just make like this more like unexpected move to get your attention here. So with the Knight of Wands, like the unfortunate part about this card is that it has sort of that hot and cold energy here. So 1 minute they might be charging forward, right? And then the next minute they're going to be pulling back if they allow this fear and this doubt to just creep in. And again, it's not because they're disinterested in you. It's not that. They do have feelings for you. But it's fear. It's fear, you know. And this energy here, it kind of runs on excitement, right, and emotion more than long-term strategy. So I do feel that their next step is likely to be very action-oriented towards you. So it's going to be a little bit like, it could be an impulsive message here, like a drunk text. And even just showing up, you know, in your space energetically here. So definitely I'm getting a flirty vibe, like, but a spontaneous flirty vibe here. So it's not going to be like a more stable thing for sure. It's not going to be thought out. But it is a spark that's going to produce this sort of more rushy sort of energy. And again, this is another evidence for you that despite all the weight here and the conflict that's been happening, there is passion here. That hasn't gone anywhere. So that's good, you know, but it's just that they're scared. So whenever that fear settles down a little bit, that's when they want to reach out. So it's going to be a little bit on and off here. Yeah. And then we have the spiritual lesson behind the situation. So let's see here. All right. So 6 of Wands. Yeah. Good. All right. 6 of Wands. See how he's on stage here? This person. I love this deck. It's very modern designs. So 6 of Wands is like all about getting recognized, right? It's about feeling confident. So Spirit is telling you that this connection and everything that it has stirred up is really about teaching you the value of your own self-worth here. And to just be visible, you know, through your authenticity here, so that you can step into your own light. So it's telling you just that don't shrink yourself, you know. And I feel that this lesson is a lot to do with outside validation here in order for you to feel valued. So this attention that you're getting sometimes here, and the respect that you truly deserve, right, and the love that you deserve here, it has to come from you. It has to start from you. So whenever you stand in your truth and you own your own victories here, then other people, including this person, are going to respond to that energy. So the deeper lesson here is about celebrating yourself, right? Taking that stage here and just, yeah, allow your confidence to lead the way, you know, and know that you're worthy of being chosen here. So even if their actions have been feeling a little bit inconsistent here, then this experience is, it's reminding you that you are magnetic, you know, and you have a lot of light that is magnetic on its own. So you are meant to be seen here, you know, and appreciated for who you are. And then guidance for your highest good. So Ace of Wands, so many wands today. Lots of passion here. So just, yeah, your guidance is all about movement, right? And trusting in divine timing here. So Spirit is telling you that things are going to pick up fast. Like it's, wow. Like once the energy clears, just it's gonna move. It's gonna move quickly here. So just stay open and be very flexible here. And you don't have to force anything here. You don't have to control anything. So just be receptive and make sure that your actions are very much aligned with your truth so that these events can unfold naturally here. And also, Eight of Wands is about communication. So it's a little hint from Spirit to just communicate openly, but do so when the moment feels right, you know, and yeah, take inspired action in your own life rather than waiting in this limbo state, you know. So just be in flow. Just be in flow, because there are going to be opportunities here, and there are going to be messages. That's what I'm feeling very strongly here, that are going to be coming towards you a lot faster than you think here. So the guidance here is to just trust the pace of the universe and be ready for when this speed arrives. Just like ride the waves with it, because the energy around this connection and your life in general is just, it's about to shift forward here. So your job is simply to just meet it with openness here. So pile one, I'm going to get into your oracle cards here. So let's see. This is the general message in regards to this connection here. And we have Guardian. So that's beautiful. Look, it says, a lost loved one watches over you. So I'm getting, like I said, with the flow here, with trust in a process, that you are very much protected, and you have a person from your past that is on the other side that has been guiding you through this, has been strengthening you through this, and is backing you. Like they're truly backing you here. So this is what's enabling this flow to take place, because you're not alone in this. Even if you do feel alone because of this on and off energy here, you are getting that guidance and you are getting that support from the other side here. And this could also be your spirit guides. It doesn't have to be someone that is literally from this lifetime that you have met in person, but you are being guided here and you are being protected by this entity here. And then this is your affirmation or your mantra for dealing with the situation here. And again, I am in sync with the flow of life. So that's definitely the message for you guys, where trust the process. Just trust the process. You're going to notice that once you do, and once you are ready to let go of a little bit of that control, then things are going to start opening up for you. And this is when things are going to start to like really picking up speed here. And you're going to start seeing some results. So this is beautiful. Very positive reading. Wow. Good choice, guys. So yeah, this whole spread, like, it feels like a reminder that even in this moment right now that you're experiencing this quiet moment here, there is a lot of like passion here. There's this magnetic energy with you guys, and things are definitely lining up behind the scenes here. So just trust the timing and just stay open to the momentum that's building, because you do have a lot of light, and what's meant for you is gonna find its way, right? And you do have that support here backing you up. So yeah, that's it, you know. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. And just remember that your heart already knows the way. So just trust that and just be kind to yourself, so that the universe can give you the surprise here. And if another pile has been calling your name, just, yeah, feel free to check it out too, because you might find an additional extra message waiting for you there. So, and also if this reading resonated, go ahead and give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future readings. All right, bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this abstract image here, or the adventuring crystal, or perhaps both, then this is your pile of the day. So we're gonna lay them out here on the table, 8 cards in total, representing 8 different questions. And I'm gonna repeat the questions. So if you forgot them from the beginning of the video, we're gonna get into that one by one. So let me just get these 2 little placeholders out of the way so that we can lay out your spread here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, is that in frame? That is in frame. All right, guys, so let's get right to it. Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna forget the oracle cards. I'm gonna put them here to the side so that I don't forget them, because we're gonna do those 2 at the end. So we have 1 oracle card that represents this specific situation here. And then we have 1 oracle card that is just a general message of healing for you that you can use as a mantra or an affirmation for you to navigate the situation with a little bit more clarity and peace. So, all right, let's see. First card. So their current emotional energy. What is that today? That is the Queen of Wands. All right. Wow. Okay. So Queen of Wands is very, very magnetic. Like it's a vibrant card. So like deep down emotionally, they're in a space of confidence here and lots of attraction. So they're drawn to you. Like they're drawn to your energy in a big way here. Because Queen of Wands, like she's very charismatic, like very, very fiery as an energy. So they're likely feeling inspired and even energized by you here. So feels like when you're around this person, like you do light something up in them that just makes them want to step into their own power here. I feel that you are maybe the alpha. I'm getting this vibe that you are very confident, and it's kind of addictive to them because I don't feel that they've met anyone like you before. And it's like, wow, they're very much attracted to that energy. And it just kind of like propels them into becoming more of that themselves. So you're teaching them something here in this connection. It's beautiful. So yeah, wow, it's like definitely inspiration here, you know, you're doing something right here, and they admire you a lot. So they see you as someone that's very radiant. I feel that they might also see you as a little bit like untouchable, like they have placed you internally, even if they wouldn't admit to that, they have kind of placed you a little bit on a pedestal here and how they consider you. So that's kind of what's making this a little bit harder for them, because I feel that maybe you're a little bit too radiant, you know. It's just something that kind of scares them a little bit because they don't know how to meet that, how to be that person so that they can match that frequency, right? They don't have to, but they feel that they do. They feel that they do here. So, but also it's like, it's not a passive card at all. So, or an energy. So it's like Queen of Wands is very courageous. Like it's a very emotional, like playful card. So they're leaning more towards action here. And even if they haven't made a move yet, like inside, they have a lot of excitement for you here and about this connection and what it could become. So they're very curious about that. So definitely you've caught their attention. And it's in a way that makes them feel really alive here and very, very inspired by you. So wow, wow, that's interesting. This is a good place for you to be in. But I feel like, and I said it to pile 1 too, so maybe you do resonate with that pile as well, that it could be that they have this sensation that they're a little bit out of your league here. I'm sensing this too with this card where it feels kind of like, yeah, well, they're too good for me. You know, how can I meet that? How can I be with someone like that, that is so potent, that is so radiant, you know, when I'm not the same way? So they're kind of trying to step up and become that person too. And they're definitely trying to mirror that with you. So very interesting card to see there. And let's see. So What are their current feelings towards you right now? This question number 2. Ooh, wow. So 8 of Wands, nice. Nice. All right. So that's great. So 8 of Wands like is very fast moving. It's again, it's a very excited energy here. So they're feeling a rush when it comes to you here. And it's like their emotions are kind of picking up speed. They might be growing, you know. So there's this sense of a lot of eagerness and sort of impatience going on within them. Like they don't want to sit still on these feelings anymore. And I sort of feel like they want deep down to just close distance, right? And that could be physical or emotionally, depending on where you are. If you are connected, like in the same city or in different countries, but they want to close that gap between you guys. They want to hang out with you, and yeah, they really want to send that message. You know, they want to make plans with you so that they can sort of like bridge the gap. So there's a lot of enthusiasm here, and you are on their mind a lot, you know, and it feels like they're imagining this momentum with you rather than the like stagnation energy. So it's like they can't wait, really. That's the kind of vibe here. So they're in their head, like in their heart, they're like 3 steps ahead, you know, and they're hoping that the circumstances line up so that they can actually move towards you. So it's so interesting because like every time I do these and I'm like, this is so good. Like what's going on? Why? You know, why is it not working out? Because they do want this a lot here. And they want it now. Like that's the feeling I'm getting. Like they don't want to wait, but at the same time, something is being like a block here. So we're gonna find out what that is, right? And what do they miss about this connection here? So let's see. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles, it's nice too, right? That's beautiful. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles is all about, right? It's a very, like, very grounded energy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy, but it's like lasting stability here and like a sense of building something meaningful together. So I feel that if you have had maybe a situationship or something like it was a fun connection, like a party connection, you used to hook up like with friends or on the weekends, you know, friends with benefits, they want something more than that, you know, and they want to, yeah, they don't want just that spark, right? And have to have fun with you, but they miss the feeling of belonging that they used to have with you. Like they thought that there was a future that they could actually picture. So it's all about family. It's about long-term security. So this person definitely felt a very deep sense of possibility of doing that with you. And you weren't just the fun person, you know, like a fleeting person in their life that they could meet up with. And, you know, they did imagine putting you as a piece like into the bigger story of their life here. So they do miss that. They miss that warmth, you know, and that sense of feeling at home with you. And like, I did feel a lot of comfort in knowing that what you shared had substance too behind all the passion, because I feel that it was more passion dominated, but there are definitely little grains there of the stability here, and this is something that they really valued with your connection. So there's a lot of longing here, like they're remembering what it felt like to believe in this future that was very stable, you know, very promising with you. So, and what's holding them back here? So let's say I'm really curious about this one. Oh, what? Okay, 4 Wands. That's so interesting. So interesting. So 4 Wands, like, why? Like, it's such a positive card. You know, it's twin flame card, soulmate card. It's like harmony. It's just celebration. It's milestones. Like, but as an obstacle, like what? It's like the very idea of stability also feels a little bit scary to them, and they're wondering if, like, they're worried about whether they're ready for that level of connection, you know. And I think that they might actually be feeling some pressure around family here and community expectations, you know, that are going to be disruptive of their current foundation. So it feels like so much like they do have that deep within them. They want this deep sense of home with you, like this partnership with you. But the thought of actually stepping into that feels very overwhelming. And it's like they're scared of sort of ruining something good and not living up to that, not living up to what's required to achieve that, you know. So it feels like they might be holding back because they want things to be perfect before they take a step. And Yeah, could also be their family. That's what I'm getting too. Could be their family that's influencing, that doesn't approve of the connection. So it's kind of like they want to be agreeable. Of course, they want to be like, yeah, they want to have the support of those people that are the closest to them, but it's kind of in the way here. And perhaps they had a fallout. They shared about that with their friends and their family and the close ones. And then now after that, like, there is this interference of these people telling, yeah, but what if that happens again, right? And so they're kind of scared of that. So it's, oh, wow. It's like, it's not a lack of desire that's holding them back. That's for sure here. But I feel it's more like a weight of what this sort of union with you would mean for them. So there is some hesitation here because they're scared of stepping over that threshold before they feel completely secure here. It's not because they don't care, not at all. They do care for you. But for some of you, it could definitely be that there are influences here in their stability, and most likely by their family, that is affecting this connection in a way where they're like, nah, you shouldn't do this, right? And then this person is being influenced by other people's opinions here. And when I say other people, I really mean people that are deeply important to them, which is why, yeah, which is why it would make sense as a blockage here. And so there's subconscious hopes and desires here. Chariot, okay? So, wow. Yeah, they want movement. They want movement. Not surprised here with the Eight of Wands. They want forward movement here. They want to have this sense of control over where this connection goes. Because this is all about willpower and just having this like very clear, like determined direction. So it's like a part of them really secretly wants to just charge ahead, you know, but on the surface they're hesitating because of this issue. So it tells me that they don't want to feel stuck, you know, and they don't want to feel passive about what's happening between you. And underneath whatever fears and doubts that they're showing now, there is this very powerful wish to just overcome these obstacles. And they could be different things. It could be this like internal insecurity that they're feeling around this here and your Queen of Wands energy, and that they're not going to be good enough to give you this stability here. Or if it's maybe distance that you have between you guys. Like, I feel that it's more like of an outside circumstance here. And they do want to steer this connection towards something more meaningful. But there's, yeah, also a desire for victory here, you know. And not in a shallow sense. Like, they want victory. They want to prove themselves to you. They want to feel like, you know, you look up to them. They want you to feel this when you look at them. This charisma energy, this powerful energy here. So it's about them proving to themselves really that they can actually rise to the occasion and just like claim what they really want, you know, even if they're not consciously expressing that. Like, their deeper self wants that momentum and wants to feel that courage here so that they can finally feel like they've achieved something brave, you know, and confident here. Because I feel like, yeah, they're lacking some of that. There's definitely a little bit of a self-worth issue here where there's like a weak link sort of energy. And especially with these energies that I feel are more strong. And so they are very much affecting this person's outlook at this connection here. But they want you. They definitely want you. Oh, man. All right. So what's their likely next action or inaction? Let's see. Okay. So 7 of Wands. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's defensive. Like, that's... they're holding their ground. That's the energy here. So they want to rush in, but they like, instead of doing that openly, they're more likely to stay guarded for a bit and just protective of their position. So I feel like they might be taking a step towards you, but they're going to be keeping their walls up. And there could be a little bit of pushback here if they feel pressure here or if they feel vulnerable around you. So again, definitely doesn't mean that they're not interested. But they're very cautious. Like, they're a little bit on edge here. So yeah, it's like they need to protect what's important to them, you know, and they could be dealing with this outside opinion here that's kind of competing for their attention. And also their own fears of getting hurt, you know. So it kind of makes them act like I'm getting this like territorial energy here, like a little bit standoffish energy. So their next move is not going to be like a big thing. It's not going to be like a romantic, like a dinner, like flowers. Like it's not going to be that. It's going to be more like a testing thing. Like they're going to be testing the waters, and also be like kind of on guard, like waiting to, yeah, unfortunately put up walls and just defend themselves emotionally. So yeah, maybe they've been hurt, you know, maybe you've had some fallout here and they're scared of that happening again. So that's why there's a little, yeah, they're a little bit standoffish. They are, but underneath everything, there is so much passion, and they're only this protective because they, like, what they feel for you, like, it really matters to them. So they don't want to lose that, but they don't really know how to act around that. And I feel that they're a little bit split right now. Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. So what's the spiritual lesson behind the situation here? Yeah. Makes sense too. Hangman. All right. So Hangman. Okay. I was expecting it to come out. One of these three. Yeah, of course. So with all the speed and everything, and we had to have the counterbalance. So that's the Hangman there. So it's all about surrender, right? This lesson here is all about shifting your perspective here, and also just like having patience, because it's gonna take some time. To be honest, it's gonna take some time here. So you're not gonna see like instant results, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to pause a little bit. You're gonna have to go through some more learning so that you can see this from like a completely different angle here. So just Spirit is asking you to pause, right? So that you can release a little bit of control, and that's gonna in turn help you, you know, trusting that these delays here do have some meaning. So remember that you're gonna grow from this, right? It's gonna happen in the stillness here. And even though it's hard, right, it's gonna be like you have to be unsure of what's next. You're gonna be gaining insight here that you wouldn't be able to access if everything actually moved this quickly. So the situation here is teaching both of you actually to just let go of old patterns or expectations, and to approach this connection with a new outlook, a fresh outlook of things. So, and ultimately it's here to say that there is wisdom, right, in this waiting. So it's going to be a preparation for a shift that's going to change both of you, how you see yourselves, you know, and also what you truly want from this. And so guidance for your highest good is the last question here. So, oh, wow. Okay, the devil. Yeah. So, wow. Okay, so it's, yeah. Okay, so there is something toxic here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you got to be honest with yourself about this one. I'm not going to say exactly what that is, only you know that, but there is something there that's holding power over you here. So, Spirit is going to be asking you to just look at any unhealthy attachments here, and fear-based patterns that are keeping you stuck. So could be that you are being obsessive. It could be that with this card, like especially over what their next move is going to be. And that's in a sense making you give your worth away to their approval. And it's not going to be serving your growth. And it's likely a repeating of a dynamic here that you've had before. That's kind of happening again so that you'll learn the lesson this time around. So, but you can't step out of that. Like, you don't have to repeat that dynamic forever. You know, you can't step out of that anytime. So the guidance here is to do that and reclaim your power and just ground yourself in your power and in your own sovereignty here. So just be aware and notice where your insecurity and your need for external validation might be guiding you in this situation here. And make sure to just, yeah, take your power back from that energy. Because the highest good here is going to be all about liberating yourself from anything that just diminishes you and diminishes your light here. So don't be controlling them. Don't be controlling the outcome. And when you don't do that, like the connection and also your life as a whole is going to be unfolding from a place of empowerment here. So that's going to be helpful for you. And so let's see your oracle cards here. All right, so in regards to this situation here, oh, okay, communicate. All right, so Wait, let me show you. It says compromise, forgive, and work it out. So yeah, talk it out for sure. Talk to this person, figure this out. Like I said before, there could have been some drama. There could have been have been something that went down, and you guys went different ways and started talking about each other, maybe not in a positive light. And that's why now there are people around you that are like, yeah, nah, you shouldn't go back. You know, it's not going to work out. It's not a good connection. And these outside opinions are making it even harder for you to figure things out, right? And so advice is that communicate. And if it is so that you are being ghosted, that you are blocked, then communicate, of course, could be talk to a therapist, deal with this past trauma, heal this out so that you can move on and so that you can come to a better place where it's not going to be something destructive and it's not going to be something that tempts you to go back into that old pattern again here. And forgiveness can be, of course, internal. It doesn't have to be an open phone call or something that is to do with like, yeah, literally, I forgive you or I apologize for this, but it's always good to forgive the other person, at least for your own sake, so that you don't have to carry that energy. And so this card here is your affirmation or your mantra. So when I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. All right. So it could be that the tension or the arguments that you've had in the past have been because perhaps both of you or one of you has had more of an outlook towards each other that is negative, pessimistic, right? Where you have this tendency to call out each other's flaws, you know, and be like nitpicky and kind of like roasting each other, having this dynamic where you guys maybe are teasing in a flirty way, but then it escalates into something that is more like a critique, a judgment, right? And this is sort of the jargon here. And it is something that brings out a little bit of fun and passion, but at the same time, it is kind of deflating. Eventually it becomes kind of harsh to stay in only in the negativity and only in like this worldview that you're full of flaws, right? So make sure to find the positives in this connection, and especially if it's to do with having shared information to people close to you and it hasn't been nuanced, right? You've only shared the bad sides of this person. Make sure to create some nuance there too. And I feel that this connection has a lot of beauty in it, so it's not going to be only bad here. So make sure to see the good in others and make sure to let them know if you talk to them, you know, give them a compliment as long as it's genuine and you actually feel that way. Don't just say it to say it, right? But if you definitely feel that, then this is your advice to let them know. Let them know. That's going to make them happy. That's going to create some peace. That's going to make them feel more confident here so that it's not just you are this perfect version, you know, and they are underneath you, right? They're going to feel a little bit more on your level, and that might be helpful in helping them step up too, because yeah, they won't feel like it's too uneven. The balance is too uneven where you're all that and they're nothing, right? Because I feel that they feel that way and they're having lots of issues here with their confidence. So that's telling you to help them out a little bit with that. But do so from a place of honesty and because you really mean it, not just, you know, because I said so, or not just because you're needing to do that and you need to find something, but you don't actually think that way. But they do have good parts. So now the practice is to just keep finding those. Yeah. So it feels like this whole spread is like, keep standing in your power and make sure to trust the timing here. And it's gonna be that, you know, there's gonna be a little pause here and there. There's gonna be some tension here, but there's also magic that's moving behind the scenes here. So just be grateful for that and honor yourself, honor your worth here. Don't lose yourself in this, right? And just make sure to stay grounded here so that you can let the next chapter unfold more naturally. So yeah, that wraps up your reading. So this is beautiful, pals here. Like, you're standing in a very beautiful energy here. So just make sure to stay rooted in your worth. That's the most important thing. And follow those little intuitive nudges here, you know, and just let life meet you halfway here. Yeah. And also, if you feel drawn to another pile, that's usually not an accident. So go check out what extra guidance is waiting for you there. And if you enjoyed this message, please give it a like and a quick subscribe because it really helps the channel grow and it keeps these readings coming. So thanks for watching. Bye! Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So if you chose this abstract image as well as the amethyst crystal, this is your pile. That was my cat. So I'm gonna take away these little placeholders here, and we are going to be laying out your spread here with the 8 cards representing the 8 different questions that we have today. And I am gonna repeat the questions, so in case you forgot about them from the beginning of the video here. And we're gonna do it one by one, start revealing the cards to get a little bit more clarity on this connection here. So to start off, we have the first question, and if you remember what that was, that is, what is their current emotional energy? So that's card number 1. Justice. Okay, all right, so justice. It's accountability. That's the energy with that card. It's like balance and accountability. And emotionally, they're in a reflective place here, and they're sort of like weighing their feelings very carefully here and trying to look at this connection honestly. So tells me that they're definitely not acting on impulse right now, right? Instead, they're thinking about fairness, both to you but also to themselves here. And oh, I forgot to lay out these 2 cards, because otherwise I will forget them. These are your oracle cards. So in the end, we're going to pull this one here. This is in relation to the situation, and the underneath card here is going to be just a general mantra or affirmation for you to navigate this process here. But yeah, justice. So yeah, it's about truth. Yeah, there's a sense that they might be reviewing something from the past, like past choices here. Maybe like something that they told you. And they're sort of asking themselves if they've handled things right, like, or in a way that align with their own values here. So I feel that they feel responsible for something with justice. Like they feel a responsibility to make something right, and to this time around just approach it with integrity, you know, when they take action here. So it feels almost to me like they did something bad to you here in the past, and now they don't want to repeat that mistake. They're definitely looking within themselves to see what happened there and how they could screw up in that sense, right? So it's a thoughtful energy. I'm not feeling it bad, like it's not a cold energy, like, but it's very thoughtful. They might have done something bad, but they regret it now. And they're trying to be more emotionally present for you, but they're filtering those feelings through reason here and this desire to just do the right thing. So they at this point, like, they just want to be sure that any move that they make is going to be at least coming from honesty here. And it's going to be a respectful thing that they do towards you. It's going to be something based on that, like mutual respect, right? And yeah, it tells me that they screwed up. They screwed up the situation with you. And now they're just not really sure how to handle things and how to make sure to not repeat that mistake again here. So, and then their current feelings towards you. That's the next question here. So 4 of Cups. All right. So contemplation energy right there. Like they're definitely sitting with their emotions here and just, they're not feeling too satisfied, you know? That's it. Like they're very unsure of what they're going to do next here. So I feel like they're so focused right now on what went wrong here. And they're sort of in that inner world all the time, just reflecting on that, you know? And that's making them miss the opportunity that's still in front of them here. Because I feel that there is. I mean, you are watching this video, which means that there is still some interest for this person on your behalf. And I don't feel that they think that there is. They feel that they burned that bridge. And now they're kind of like, yeah, they don't want anything to do with me, you know? They feel that you have this apathy towards them here. So, but yeah, it's like they do care about you. And you're definitely on their mind way more than they're letting on here. So, but it's like their feelings are very caught up in lots of doubt here, like lots of just, yeah, I don't know what to do next, right? So, yeah, I get they're a little bit distracted. They might be a little bit scared of vulnerability here, but yeah, the distraction is this, like they're there, like they're in the past, right? They're questioning themselves and this past moment that happened there, and just questioning whether they're ready to reach out to you. And that sort of being in that reflection mode is what's making them seem very distant. But deep down, there's a sense that there's a part of them that really wants to grab hold of this connection, but they are hesitating here because they're scared of repeating these old patterns here that made them do this. And they're still processing emotions that really have nothing to do with you, you know? It's their trauma. It's their past wounds here. So the potential is there, but they haven't fully opened their heart to it yet, you know? And they're scared. They're scared of themselves mainly here. And what do they miss the most about this connection? So let's see here. All right, so Page of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, that's hopeful. That's a good energy. It's Page of Pentacles is like the beginning stages of like building something, right? Something good. So what they miss is that sense of possibility and maybe like discovery that they felt with you here. So this is honesty, right? This is a very sincere, like very curious energy. So they do miss those little steps that you took together and learning things together, you know, and starting up something that is maybe a little bit playful, you know, and feeling that you're going towards something, building something more solid, like meaningful to, yeah, that your connection could grow from. But also they might miss the way that you make things feel like exciting to them, you know, and also grounded at the same time. So probably they've had like lots of good conversations with this person, and they learned a lot from you here. And these conversations just like sparked something in them, like that this could be something important, this could be something meaningful here. So there's like they want to reach out, you know, they want to have that, they want to go back to that optimistic stage, right, where they were in the beginning with you. That felt more innocent, you know, where everything felt that like they had potential, like things had this newness to them, like you were newly in love, maybe there was this spark. And I feel like it got a little bit lost along the way here, mainly by their own inner narratives here. And so let's check out what's holding them back here. So okay, all right, so 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, all about balance. It's about giving and receiving. So I feel that they know, they're very much aware that there is a sense of imbalance in the connection here, and they know it's not fair. So I feel that they haven't been giving you enough emotionally here, right? And maybe even financially, since it's Pentacles. And they know that, you know, it hasn't been good enough to match what they do feel that you deserve here from them. So maybe it was that, maybe they pushed you away, they said something mean to you, you know, and now, yeah, like I said, they do regret that, and they do feel that that was unfair, but they just don't know how to reach out. And if you're gonna forget them and take them back, you know, and what would happen if they saw you, you know, I think that there's quite a bit of shame here too. I'm getting this energy too, like guilt and shame around how they treated you here. So it feels like they've, yeah, to be honest, like they've burned you here a little bit, because this dynamic felt quite unequal. And now they're questioning if they actually can, if they've healed enough to be able to show up, right, as like a true partner for you, you know, without you feeling drained by them or feeling like they're taking advantage of you here. So there's lots of overthinking in that space of like give and take, that energy that has been happening between you two. And they're scared of creating, like, recreating that situation where, yeah, you give them more than they give you here. So it could be an avoidant personality, for example. So it could be that like now he truly misses you so much, but at the same time he knows that every time, or they know that every time a person comes near them, then they just push them away, right? And they know that this is a pattern, so in a sense they're really scared of repeating that because that has been the pattern throughout their lives. So they're trying to work on that and they're trying to heal that because they are aware at this point that this is a problem, but they just don't really know. They can't guarantee for sure that they have healed enough that it won't appear again. They won't feel those thoughts again when they're with you here. So they're scared of this being unfair. So they do care about you, like deep down. That is care, because they don't want to hurt you here, you know. But it's just that they're making sure that when they step forward, they want to be able to do so in a way that feels mutual, right, and fair. So they don't want to enter this in like a shaky ground, right, in like a unsustainable sort of way. They want to do this right this time. So that's what they want. But at the same time, yeah, like I said, they're scared that they don't know for sure if they have any control over this pattern just yet, but they're trying to. And so we have here their subconscious hopes and desires. Oh, okay. So 3 of Swords. So that's heartbreak and pain, right? And I mean, before you click off the video, it doesn't mean that they want to hurt you. It's not that. Quite the opposite. They don't want to hurt you, but they do feel that, yeah. They have that tendency. So, and also they, like deep down, part of them, like it really wants emotional healing here. Even if it means facing some uncomfortable truths about themselves. So it tells me that they don't want to keep carrying these old wounds into the future with them, you know, and they don't want to be regretting things all over again with you. Because a lot of their actions with you feel like they've been shaped by fear. Their fear and how they approach love in this very fear-based, avoidant way here. So subconsciously, like they're hoping for a moment of honesty with you, and they want to be able to feel vulnerable with you. And they know that's going to fix things, right? And even if it's going to be hard for them, they want to do that because they know that that kind of truth is actually what's going to make you forgive them and understand where they're coming from if they explain their perspective and why they explain their trauma. But I don't even know if they are at the point of understanding that trauma enough so themselves so that they can reach out to you and give you a clear explanation that you deserve. So, but they do want that. They do want that. They just don't know how to do that. So there is this very deep wish here to just break the cycle so that they don't hurt you anymore, so that they can release this from themselves and just build up this connection again, like for real, you know, but with openness this time and with vulnerability. So I feel like they're at a soul level, at least, like they know that real love, like genuine love, just requires sometimes walking through this pain here in order to reach a better, like a deeper level of intimacy here. And even though they might not fully realize it yet at a conscious level, subconsciously they do. And they do crave that emotional cleansing here. And they do want to feel safe with you. But it's just a trauma. And unfortunately, they're acting from that right now. And from their fears. And then their likely next action or inaction here. So let's see. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I hope that didn't break up the recording. My phone was just like, oh, I'm gonna enter the low power mode because my battery's dying. I forgot to charge it. So, but we're almost finishing up here. So, all right. So 7 of Pentacles. Like I said, it's all about patience. So rather than rushing in right now, or even walking away, like they're most likely to pause right now and just observe the situation here and assess. And they're going to be looking into what's already been invested in this connection and how it has developed, right? What has grown from it. And also what still needs some work here. So it is a very it's a very nurturing energy here. It's a very nurturing energy here. So it tells me that they're very reflective right now. And they're looking at the bigger picture, right? And asking themselves if the effort that they have been putting in, even if it's like a small thing, is going to align with your hopes for the future with them before moving forward with you. So it's a very deliberate patience here rather than inaction from apathy, right? So they do care for you and they're not giving up, you know. They're just yet, like, they're not really ready to make any big moves just yet. So they're nurturing something and likely themselves here. So you're not going to be seeing immediate results, unfortunately, with this one. But this person is like, they're still deciding how to help themselves grow so that they can be there and support you in your own growth. So they're watching, like they're waiting a lot to see what their next step is going to be here. And so the spiritual lesson behind the situation here, 9 of Pentacles. All right, so self-sufficiency. Yeah, and I bet you do need that too, because like it's a card about developing your own confidence here and your own like personal abundance, right? So Spirit is showing you that the deeper purpose in this connection is to remind you of your own worth, right? And your own independence outside of this person, so that your value doesn't keep being too attached to their actions and their approval. So 9 of Pentacles is all about you, right? And you knowing your worth, you knowing who you are, you celebrating who you are, you celebrating what you've built on your own here. And it's your reminder that even while relationships can improve your life, right? And they can be bringing in a lot of happiness for you. Your happiness ultimately, it has to come from within. That's what's going to create your true stability here. So make sure to stand strong in your own individuality here. And that's going to be setting the foundation for more healthier connections in the future for you. And that's going to be honoring yourself, you know, and creating that balance that you need here. So the lesson here is to focus on your own growth, right? Like this person is doing. And just know that your worth, like, it's good. Like, you have a lot of capabilities here. And you're shining, you know. Whether this person steps in fully to the picture or not, you're still there. You're still there for yourself. So love yourself first, right? And be willing to keep doing that, even if this doesn't end up exactly as you think it, or you want or hope that it will, right? You can still be there for yourself. And your guidance from Spirit for your highest good here. Queen of Cups. All right. So have emotional wisdom. Have a lot of compassion, of course, with this person, but mainly with yourself here. So Spirit is telling you to be gentle with yourself, right? Even as you navigate the uncertainty around this connection here. Just make sure to trust your intuition right now, because you're going to have a lot of like very subtle feelings here and like inner nudges that they're going to be what's going to be leading you forward here, what's going to be helping you in this. So make sure to listen to those. And also just remember to hold very healthy boundaries here while still offering love and still offering empathy. You know, we all talk about spirituality, like, yeah, unconditional, it's unconditional love here and there, but like, you can't do that without boundaries. That's the truth of the situation. You can't do that, because then people will step all over you. You might be elevated, but not everyone is at this point in time, unfortunately. So make sure to keep your boundaries, you know, and nurture yourself, you know, be available for yourself. Don't lose yourself. Don't overgive. Don't center this connection too much. And be emotionally mature here, you know, and that's going to be something that echoes out into this person as well, that they can be inspired by. So be able to feel, right? Feel very deeply here, but also know that sometimes it's okay to step back and feel that for you and honor your own emotional needs here. So the highest good here is to just embrace your sensitivity as a strength here and your ability to love yourself, right? And also your ability to love other people and understand other people, and that's a gift. So just pour some of that into yourself and create that kind of emotional balance that draws the right energy and the right people towards you naturally here. So yeah, So that's your focus. And let's see here. So this first card is in relation to this. All right, open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. So see? So I would say definitely that this message is in regards to yourself and your own self-worth, your own self-love here. So this is going to be your focus, your advice from Spirit in regards to this situation here and how you should be dealing with this. And like we said here with the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, it's all about you, babe. It's all about you. It's all about how you see yourself, how you see your own worth, how much you're going to be willing to give without receiving. Right? And when you're going to be able to set those boundaries and say that, yeah, enough is enough. And now it's my time to receive here. And if they can't give that to you, at least give that to yourself. Open up your heart to yourself. And this is your mantra or your affirmation for this week. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. Perfect. All right, so that's it, guys. Just don't be fearful. Know that things are going to be okay. Know that you can love yourself first. Right? And you are the most important thing here. You are the most important person for yourself. You are the one that's always going to be there for you. So there's nothing to fear when it comes to that, at least. When it comes to your own self-love, you can always keep developing that. You can always keep strengthening that bond with yourself. So you're not going to be losing yourself, right? So there's nothing to fear. All right. That's it, guys. That's it for this reading. And yeah, this whole reading is like a reminder that your intuition is your superpower, right? Your emotional depth is your superpower. So there is this wisdom that you have. So just stay rooted in your worth. And just let love naturally flow towards you without forcing it or without chasing it right now. Because the universe is going to have a way of aligning what's meant for your heart. But it only does so when you're honoring yourself. Because otherwise you're going to keep getting matched up with people that see you in the same way that you're seeing yourself. So I know it sounds cliche, but you have to start from within. That's the first step here. So that's all I have for you today, Pile 3. So trust your own emotional compass and just keep showing up for yourself. And just let love flow into you and its own divine timing here. And thanks for hanging out with me. And if another pile has been, pulling at you and your curiosity, don't be shy about exploring that too, because, could have a message for you right there as well. And if this resonated, please leave a comment telling me which part resonated the most. And don't forget to like the video, of course, and subscribe so that you can watch the next reading. Okay, bye!